It has been 2 days of racing to get to this point. Who will be crowned the winner of the Chevrolet Cup at Seafair? It is championship time. These are the boats. Those are the drivers. They have but one thought in their mind: to take home the trophy, to have their name join 55 others who've won before them here at Seafair. It is the championship of the Chevrolet Cup at Seafair.
The Chevrolet Cup at Seafair Championship is brought to you by your Northwest Chevy dealers. Chevrolet, official vehicle of Seafair. And it's presented for Seafair by Chevrolet, an American Revolution.
And here are your votes for the final. The Miss Elam Plus, the Acura of Seattle, Oh Boy Alberto, Formula.com, 2. The Haas presents Fairweather, Miss Beacon Plumbing, and the FormulaBoats.com 1 is your trailer. We've got a little less than 5 minutes before this race gets underway. We've got plenty of boats to put on the water. And again, after being churned up by the lights, it might be a very interesting ride. Let us look at the men who will be in the cockpits of these Thunder boats. And you start with the winningest active driver and the man who's won more here than anybody else except the great Bill Muncie, and that's Dave Villwock.
Came here with an awful lot of confidence, thought his boat was the boat to beat. He got beat twice before he finally got a preliminary heat victory. And now he knows these drivers have come to gang up on him. Dave Villwock.
Bill Rocky, if anybody we have ever seen comes back in a final to win, it's Dave Villwock. All right, we've lost Bill Rocky. We'll try to get him back. Here is the U3 boat. This is the Acura of Seattle. Jimmy King's got some piston power behind him, Chip.
It's a fan favorite because of that piston power, and they're overdue. When they have everything exactly right, they can win a heads-up boat race. We'll see if they got it right now.
Yes. Now, the FormulaBoats.com, this is Jeff Bernard, and he will be the trailer today, but he does have a third, fourth, and a fifth.
He's got to think about picking off the other fellas one by one if he can. He's got a fast boat, and he knows how to drive it.
How about the U6, the Oh Boy Alberto? The steady Steve David, and he's leading the points championship.
He's leading the points championship, and because of Dave's problems, he's gained 30 points. So right now, he's looking like he could be the driver champion if he just keeps finishing.
The U7, one of those other Bud boats, the FormulaBoats.com 2, and this is Mike Allen, who's got a couple of seconds.
Mike Allen has shown he knows how to push that nose right up into the thick of it. He's going to have to do it this time. This could be the race of his life.
The Todd Haas presents Fairweather Masonry is your U10 boat, and it's driven by J.W. Myers, and everybody around here seems to really like J.W.
You know, I think if there's a dark horse, this is it. This could be just John Theoret of this year. You know, he's got the boat. If everything falls into place, and especially as he has a good start, he can win this.
Speaking of whom, the U37, last year's champion here at Seafair, John Theoret in the Miss Beacon Plumbing.
He's got to figure out a whole lot of competition out here, but if anybody knows how to do it, he's proven already he's the guy that knows how to do it. Look for him to be a factor.
We will watch from inside his cockpit camera as well. Guard Swanson has been following the Beacon Plumbing progress today.
Well, Steve, I got down here early this morning, about 7:45. I saw the driver, Jean Theoret, and I talked to him a little bit. He was so calm. The crew has not been scrambling all day. They've had very little problems. Remember, as we talked about at the start of this program, is that this boat right now isn't really built for speed. Of course, it has great acceleration, but this boat right now is set for rough water. We may see a little bit of this right now with all this wind coming up.
All right, Guard, thanks very much. We do have a little wind. We've got a lot of boats, and we've got a minute and a half before we go racing, as now they're scoring up, going around some of the other control boats there. The temperature's up to 82 miles an hour. Pat O'Day, we're getting set for the championship at Seafair, as you have seen so many times before.
Ladies and gentlemen, 7 propellers turning at 12,000 RPM, 7 massive skid fins about to rip these sacred waters into the sky. And a note to the sockeye salmon swimming south to spawn in the Cedar: dive for the bottom, because all hell's about to break loose on the surface.
No question about it. Dave Villwock has moved Pat into the center of the race course in in lane number 1. Looks like he wants lane number 1. All week long he was telling us he did not want it. Now he's got it. The question is, can they hold him inside there and make him drive their race versus his race? That will be the real question here as everyone creeps way early up into that upper turn, Chip.
They are very early. Dave Villwock did an amazing job cutting across the course and pulling in front to get that inside lane, but he paid a very high price to do it. He's at 31 seconds when he should be at about 20, so he's got about 10 seconds that he's got to do something with. All of a sudden, those boats further behind look like they're in good shape.
Steve David pulling a little more speed in the Oh Boy Oberto as he comes across the crown of that turn, is going to try to make a fast outside start out here, and the question is, could he carry these guys into the first turn? Maybe, maybe not. A few seconds from now, we'll know. They're coming to the line. The countdown is underway. Thierret looks like he's got a great start from the 3 lane, and here they are at the line. A legal start. Everybody's across on time. Steve David is on the outside leading him across the line, but Jean Thierret is also in there along with J.W. Myers.
Dave Villwock is way behind here. He's going to have a hard time winning from there. He's going to get into this wake, and that wake's going to really slow him down. I tell you what, John Thierret looks like he may do it again. That was a beautiful start.
That was a beautiful start. J.W. Myers in the other yellow boat is in second place, and both of those guys are going to leave a lane for the Elam, but only as much as a lane, and they're going to make it a real tight lane for Dave to drive in. Right now, Jean Thierret, the French-Canadian, the first of 5 times around, comes off the exit pin of that upper corner. Stephen David has given a battle also on the outside to J.W. Myers, and we got a real drag race for second place right now as they come across the line. Now in 4th place, it's the Elam. The Oh Boy Oberto and the U-10 boat are battling it out. It looks like it's going to be very tight, a tight one for the Haas, Fairweather, if he's going to stay ahead of the Oh Boy Oberto for 5 times around.
This fleet has outfoxed Villwock here in the final of the Seafair, and way out in front is Jean Thierret, and it's J.W. Murphy in second place.
We are getting some word of some monetary fines, but isn't going to change the placements out here as you go through the corner. Oh, that's the Acura of Seattle. The piston boat is out of the business. We got a great race for second place going in that upper turn as Jean Thierret is a couple of rooster tails ahead of the real hot competition there. There you see the 2 boats on the inside. It is J.W. Myers on the outside. It is Stephen David, and the Oh Boy Oberto trails by a boat length after the end of lap number 2 in third battle. That's going to continue. Jean Thierret just hoping he can stay out front of these guys and not have to get into that.
John Thierret's got good water in front of him, no problem, but this race for second is really a good one. Now, J.W. Myers has got to stay out of John Thierret's wake so that Steve David doesn't have good water to run in and he running in rough water. He needs to move out here where this water's a little better and get out of that wake, but right now it looks like he's got the boat speed to stay in front anyway.
Stephen David is keeping the pressure on J.W. Myers as they go back into that corner for the 3rd of 5 times around. You can see him just outside the rooster tail of J.W. Myers' boat. Jean Thierret coming down now to end lap number 3. 2 more to go for the French-Canadian and defending Chevy Cup champion. And out of the corner here comes the real race out here. It is on the inside, J.W. Myers, and on the outside, it's the Oh Boy Oberto with Stephen David, and they've got a dandy battle going, Pat.
We are looking at a major upset here as Villwock's in 4th place in the Elam. He was everyone's favorite. Jean Thierret, probably the second choice. He's way out in front.
Stephen David off the lower corner now continues to put that pressure on. Jean Thierret almost half a straightaway ahead of the others, and if he can continue to keep this thing going for another lap and a half, he's going to be a repeat champion on Lake Washington. But the real battle continues to be for 2nd and 3rd, and the Oberto is really pounding to catch up with J.W. Myers.
There's the Comcast camera from inside the cockpit. You can see him using that front wing to keep the attitude of the boat just the way he wants it. Watch this trailing edge of this wing here as he uses that to fly the bow of the boat at the altitude he wants.
And out to his left, you might have seen him come past that red buoy. That was the start-finish line for the 4th time. He's on his final lap now. And it looks like the Oh Boy Oberto is not going to be able to catch J.W. Myers in the Haas Fairweather. He has lost a little more ground to him, so they have stretched it out a little bit. Down the back chute, Jean Thierret, half a lap to go, and 2 Chevy Cups at Seafair will belong to the man from Valleyfield. Up to the upper corner he goes now. You see him muscle that race boat through the turn. Look for the yellow buoy. That means it's 1,000 feet to the finish line, and the championship is his. He comes around the corner. There's that yellow buoy, and here he comes down the start-finish line. Waiting for him, the checkered flag. Waiting for him, Jean Thierret, grinning ear to ear, and it is a victory for the legendary Billy Shoemaker's. Beacon Plumbing, Jean Thierret wins the Chevrolet Cup at Seafair, second place. And he had a dandy battle all the way through. You know he's been in a boat race. It's J.W. Myers, and still trying to catch him is the Oh Boy Alberto with Stephen David, who pulls in third place. And here's the surprise of them all. The checkered flag goes for a distant fourth to the Elam Plus.
Absolutely amazing. What a finale to Seafair.
You know, can you see why I'm so excited about Jean Thierret? I mean, the guy is amazing. I told Steve earlier today that one thing I worry about John is his intensity. He's so intense all the time. But I think it's paid off for him because he really delivered when it's time.
I remember another driver who fit that bill. I'm talking to him right now.
And
he used to be that same sort of an Iceman, Chip.
I was, and I told Steve that I thought maybe it detracted from my performance, and I see that same thing in John. He really bears down 24 hours a day.
He is a concentrated driver, and his start was absolutely picture perfect, and he knew exactly where he had to have the field. He had him handled literally before he came across the line.
And my hat's off to another Seattle kid, J.W. Murphy, who just gave that U10 of the Todd Haas, J.W. Myers, me, who just gave that boat such a great run and finished second, staying ahead of Steve David.
I bet Pat the Irish would be happy to have him if he was a Murphy, huh?
You know, I'd like to point something out, too, about J.W. Myers, is he was fired by the Elam team, the team that he just finished in front of, in the middle of the year last year, while he was leading the national championship point race. So I think there's a little satisfaction.
Now, there is one thing that we need to get a look at. One of the officials said they are looking at perhaps a foul against J.W. So that is being talked about right now. So before we obviously give out too many awards here, it has to be made official. J.W. drove a great race, but let's see if there was in fact a foul. As it stands, he would be the #2 boat. There's no doubt that Jean Thierret won this thing, but let's go back to the start. Chip, tell me what you see.
Okay, we have Dave Villock back here. He's late. He's very late. Here we have Jean Thierret right up here in front, and he zings it. He just hits it right on the money, and look at this distance between the two. You cannot spot somebody, what is that, 100 yards at a start line and think you're going to win. At this point, Dave Villock is no longer a contender.
There's the question mark right there. J.W. cuts to the left, but there is a boat behind him in the rooster tail, and that could have been an encroachment right there.
Absolutely. You know, look at how his arc keeps changing. That arc, the referees look for a constant radius, and that wasn't a constant radius. And it looks like we got Jean Thierret back to the dock now.
We do. He is about ready to climb out of that cockpit, and he should be getting used to this now, winning championships at Seafair for the second consecutive year. He wins the championship, gets a big hug from his crew members, and now the Iceman can thaw just a little bit and can throw those arms in celebration. And be careful, Gart Swanson, because you're liable to get a great big hug from a guy in a flight suit and a helmet as we get Gart Swanson in there to talk to the winner, Jean Thierret.
Rabs, I'm getting smothered down here. I didn't even win.
Good job, John.
John, real quick, 2 for 2, my friend. Second time on the water in unlimited, and you pull it out again.
Thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, because all the to him. But you know, this team, this Beacon Plumbing team is awesome. And they've given me an outstanding machine this weekend. And I took a good start, and that was it. You know, we're really, really proud. This is a hometown race, and our sponsor is hometown also, Preakness Bucking. Cleveland. I can't say the word anymore.
That's all right.
I'm too tired. But we're just really excited.
It was the start, wasn't it?
Absolutely. You know, we got Dave on the start, and he just couldn't make it after.
In a weird way, you get that big lead. Are you a little bit worried thinking guys are coming up on you?
All the time, because one of my mirror was pointing up, so I couldn't see behind. I had a hard time getting the guys in the pits, and I was worried, but we made it.
You and I talked earlier this morning about 7:30. You were all calm, cool, and collected. I thought, hey, this guy maybe has a chance to win, and you seem so confident.
Well, you know, it's my faith in God and all that, and my faith in this team that gives us confidence, and all the glory goes to them.
And obviously a big win for the owner, Billy Shoemaker.
Absolutely. Hometown race, hometown sponsor. That's amazing.
2 for 2, can you believe it?
It's outstanding. It's our 4th win, you know. It's outstanding.
And this is the Super Bowl of hydro racing, and you got both.
Absolutely. The Gold Cup in this year. No, what more can we ask for?
All right, great job.
Thank you.
Raves, back to you.
Gard Swanson, if I didn't know better, I'd say Jean Theoret was happy. Here are the unofficial results, and we've seen lots change, but the top of the list is not going to change, I don't believe. Miss Beacon Plumbing wins the 2006 Chevrolet Cup at Seafair. Fairweather Masonry second. That one we'll question just a bit. Oh boy, Alberto third. Miss Elam Plus. That one is the big question mark of the day. What happened to Dave Villwock? We'll hope to hear from him. Formulas.com too, and Formulas.com. And the did not finish, the Acura of Seattle. The piston-powered boat of Jimmy King just could not come through in the final. We are going to get the drivers, the crew chiefs, the fans, and everybody else along with our experts here to talk a little bit more about this championship race, so don't go away. We've got more from Lake Washington.
The Chevrolet Cup at Seafair Championship Heat has been brought to you by your Northwest Chevy dealers. Chevrolet, official vehicle of Seafair.
Well, does that look familiar? Saw it last year, saw it this year. Jean Theoret wins the Chevrolet Cup at Seafair, and that's a Geico photo finish.
It was a beautiful day for racing and for air show and all the rest. Now, we still have some bit of controversy over the final standings here after this final race, so we'll get that to you just as soon as the officials make their decisions. But we want to get down to the pits right now. Gard Swanson has team owner Billy Shoemaker, and this has got to be a great thrill for him, a former champion himself. Gard?
Yeah, if there's a guy that knows a little bit about winning on Lake Washington, it's got to be you. And just tell me what it feels like right now for you.
Well, I'm happy as I can be. You know, that I saw Jean get in the boat with a smile on his face, and now I know what that meant. He was confident, and it's just, I was so impressed with the way it performed that I'm tickled pink, and it could not have been driven better than what Jean did.
Brings back some memories about your career, doesn't it?
Yes, especially when I won.
Here on Lake Washington.
Right, yeah, you bet. No, this is great. We're so happy we can't even speak.
All right, great job.
Thank you very much.
Rabes.
All right, Gard, thanks, and congratulations. Another man of few words in this sport, Billy Shoemaker. And as we head back out to the start-finish tower for the final time on this glorious Sunday, it was a great day of racing that started out a little bit shaky today. In fact, it started out with a power bump that put us off the air initially, Mike Fitzsimmons and Pat O'Day. But again, Seafair has a way of coming up and just giving us all one great experience.
Surely does. And, you know, we used to think that it's just about mashing the throttle and going as fast as you can. But I think the last couple of Seafairs here, we have seen cerebral driving, Pat. A lot of thinking going on, a lot of teamwork going on, a lot of thinking going on in the dark as well as behind the wheel.
And a lot of great play-by-play calls on you and Chip's part, too. You know, record crowds yesterday and today. And no one hurt today. No injuries, one badly baked hydroplane. But other than that, this day has been a grand success for Seafair and Chevrolet.
Sure has.
Pat, you come back for 41?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, I knew he would. Terrific, you guys. Great job out there at the start and finish line. We appreciate it, and we'll be back to wrap things up here from the pits in just a couple of minutes.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you, Patrick. We'll be right back.
The 2006 Chevy Cup at Seafair has been brought to you by your Northwest Chevy dealers, Chevrolet, the official vehicle of Seafair, and by Southwest Airlines, the official airlines of Seafair.
Well, I don't know if we'll ever get tired of looking at these pictures from the log boom. It is one of the most festive days Seattle has. It's Seafair Sunday. And Seafair has done a great job in spreading it over a couple of days with unlimited hydroplane action along with the lights on Saturday. Now the boats will spread to the four winds and head back to their homes in Chip Hanauer. We have completed yet another Seafair Sunday, and another champion, the same we crowned last year.
We did. I think we saw a couple of things. I think John Theoret now has established himself as a star and a rising star. The other thing, we saw the coming of age of J.W. Myers, and I think we've seen a crack in the Elam armor. They're not invincible.
Well, Chip, I certainly appreciate all that you do every single season for us. A champion in every sense of the word. Come back and see us next year.
I'd love to.
That's Chip Hanauer. And these are the people who made today possible. The hundreds of people on this KIRO 7 team who bring you the Seafair races and the parade and the air show and everything in between. We want to thank them for the fabulous job they do. And again, Seafair, you put on a great party, so thanks for having us in your backyard and right here on the shores of Lake Washington for yet another year. The 56th time we've celebrated with boat races here in Seattle. To all of you, have a great rest of your weekend, and on behalf of Mike Fitzsimmons and Pat O'Day and Chip Hanauer, along with our reporters in the pits, Bill Rocky and Gard Swanson, and our news reporters who came in and helped us out as well, thank you so much, and thanks to you for joining us. Seafair 2006 is in the books. Your champion, John Theoret.